Okay, looking good. Remember the day well. I remember the day well. It was one of those times when everything goes right. I took a shower and fixed my hair. It went just the way I wanted it to, as it so seldom does. I pulled on my new pink sweater, giving me added color. Since I needed all the help I could get, I pulled on my gray slats and my taupe heels. I checked the mirror and thought, looking good. Since it was a cool Michigan day, I slipped on my gray trench coat with pink on the lapels. I was color-coded from head to toe. While I arrived in downtown Brighton, where I intended to take care of some errands, I was surprised to find heavy traffic. Brighton is a small town, but it has a large health food store. Usually I can park right in front and run in, but today business was so brisk I had to park 2 blocks away. When your attitude is right and it's a great day. However, inconvenience and interruptions are no big deal. I thought I'll just bounce down the street in time to the sunshine. I got out of the car, bounced down the street, crossed the road, and entered the store. As I headed toward the back of the store, I caught my reflection in the glass door of the refrigeration system. It reaffirmed I was looking good. While enjoying my mirrored self, I noticed something was following me. I turned and realized it was my pantyhose. I remembered the night before when I had done a little Wonder Woman ad and taken pantyhose and slats off in one fell swoop. This morning I put on my new pantyhose and must have pushed the old hose through when I pulled on my slats. I believe they made their emergence as I bounced down the street in time to the sunshine. I remember the truck driver who stopped his truck to let me cross. As I looked up, he was laughing, and I thought, oh look, the whole world is happy today. So I waved. Little did I realize how much I was waving. I assume I had reached some amount of maturity by this time in my life, but I can honestly say that when I looked back and saw that dangling participle, the thought that crossed my mind was, I am going to die. I knew they were my pantyhose because the right foot was securely wrapped around my right ankle. I knew it was secure because I tried to shake the thing off and pretend I had picked it up in the street. It's amazing to me that we gals buy these things in flat little packages. We wear them once and they grow. Now I had a mammoth handful of pantyhose and no place to pitch them. The shelves were crowded with groceries and my purse was too small and full, so I stuffed them in my coat pocket. They became a protruding hump on my right hip. I decided to never leave that store. I knew all the store owners in town, and I figured that by now they would have all their employees at the windows waiting for a return parade. I glanced cautiously around the store and noticed it was Senior Citizens Day. They were having their blood pressure read, so I got in line to avoid having to leave the store. The bad news was no one noticed I didn't belong in line. The good news was I had an elevated blood pressure reading. Usually nurses take mine and say, I'm sorry, but you died 2 days ago. Today I registered well the scale. Finally, I realized I'd have to leave. I slipped out the door, down the street, into my car, and off for home. All the way home, I said, I'll never tell anyone I did this. I'll never tell anyone I did this. I'll never tell anyone I did this. I made it home and got out of the car. My husband was in the yard raking. I screamed, Do you know what I did? He was so proud to know his wife had gone through town dragging her underwear. I told him I thought we should move to another state in the night. He thought that was extreme and suggested instead that for a while I could walk 10 feet behind him, and thinking that through, we decided it should be 10 feet in front of him so he could check me out. If you have ever done anything embarrassing yourself, you know that the more you try not to think about it, the more it comes to you in a living color. As I walked through my house, the replay of what I did came to me again and again. At last I cried out to the Lord, You take ashes and create beauty, but you can do anything with pantyhose? But can you do anything with pantyhose? Almost immediately I realized that I have dragged a lot worse things through my life than pantyhose. I dragged guilt, anger, fear, and shame. I was reminded by the Lord that those were far more unattractive and distracting than my hose, for they prevented others from seeing His presence and His power in my life. I needed to resolve the pain in my past, and I might live more fully today and look forward to my tomorrows. Excuse me, but what is that you are dragging?